You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your Server Plus certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. Expansion interfaces are essential to server customization. While a server's motherboard provides the core functionality, it's the expansion slots that allow you to add capabilities. These include network upgrades, storage enhancements, and peripheral access. Without expansion cards, a server's design would be static and limited. That's why Server Plus includes interface knowledge to help technicians plan, install, and support a wide variety of devices that enhance server functionality across different deployment types. Each expansion card added to a server must match the slot it's installed in, both physically and electrically. The type of interface used determines how much data can pass through, what devices are supported, and how reliably they can perform. If a server is being upgraded for faster network throughput or additional storage capacity, the chosen expansion card must fit both the speed requirement and the physical layout of the chassis. This part of the episode will explore common interfaces such as PCI, USB, SD, and NVMe. The Peripheral Component Interconnect Standard, commonly known as PCI, was once the dominant interface for adding expansion cards to servers. It supported devices like audio cards, modems, and early networking hardware. While considered a legacy standard today, some older servers and embedded systems still rely on PCI cards for compatibility or low-speed peripherals. Server Plus includes PCI awareness because technicians may still encounter these slots in older hardware or during phased migrations. The successor to PCI is PCI Express or PCIe. This high-speed serial bus has become the modern standard for nearly all server expansion cards. Each lane in a PCIe slot represents a dedicated path for data. That means faster throughput and lower latency compared to older shared bus designs. Devices like graphics processors, network cards, and storage controllers rely on PCIe to function at enterprise-level speeds. Server Plus expects familiarity with how PCIe interfaces affect performance. PCIe slots come in different sizes and lane counts, including X1, X4, X8, and X16. The slot's size and internal wiring determine how much data bandwidth it can support. For instance, a X16 slot offers significantly more throughput than a X4 slot. Technicians must ensure that the card's connector matches the slot and that the motherboard can support the required number of lanes. Installing a high-performance card into an undersized slot can bottleneck the device and reduce its effectiveness. Universal Serial Bus, or USB, remains an important interface for servers, even in professional environments. Servers use USB ports for tasks like firmware updates, keyboard or mouse input during configuration, and external storage for backups. USB 2.0, USB 3.0, and USB-C offer different speed and power profiles. While not ideal for high-throughput tasks, USB remains essential for diagnostics, KVM devices, and bootable tools. Ports may be located on the motherboard or added through expansion cards. Secure digital cards, or SD cards, are used in some servers for embedded storage functions. For example, they may store boot images for virtualization hypervisors, hold firmware updates, or configure baseboard management controllers. These flash-based interfaces are compact, reliable, and easy to replace. However, voltage levels, formatting types, and capacity limits must be respected. Server Plus includes SD card usage because they are increasingly found in blade servers and virtualization platforms. NVMe, which stands for Non-Volatile Memory Express, uses PCIe lanes to deliver ultra-fast solid-state storage. M.2 is the most common form factor, often mounted directly on the motherboard or on a riser card. These drives offer much faster boot times and data transfer rates compared to SATA drives. Expansion via NVMe requires planning around thermal management and slot availability, as these high-speed drives generate significant heat and require fast communication lanes. Network interface cards, or NICs, expand the server's networking capabilities. NICs may offer single-port or multi-port configurations and speeds ranging from 1 gigabit to 100 gigabits per second. In many cases, servers include onboard NICs, but expansion cards are used to add redundancy, increase throughput, or enable specialized networking protocols. Multi-port cards are common in high-availability setups and require appropriate slot speeds and compatible drivers. Host bus adapters, or HBAs, connect the server to storage devices. These cards use interfaces like SAS, SATA, or Fiber Channel to provide access to hard drives, SSDs, or external arrays. HBAs are typically installed via PCIe slots and include external or internal connectors for drive cabling. Some HBAs also include RAID functions, allowing disk redundancy to be managed at the hardware level. Server Plus includes HBA configuration as part of storage infrastructure deployment. Every expansion card must be supported by the server's operating system and firmware. A card without the proper driver may not function at all, or it may operate in a degraded mode. Before installation, technicians must verify that the driver is compatible with the OS version, hardware platform, and intended workload. Drivers are often updated separately from the operating system and may require rebooting the server during installation. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Some expansion interfaces, particularly USB and certain PCI Express devices, support hot plug functionality. This means the device can be inserted or removed while the system is powered on. Hot plug support is not universal, however. It depends on the server's operating system, firmware, and motherboard design. For example, USB drives can be safely disconnected, but not all PCIe cards will support live insertion without system interruption. Server Plus includes this capability as part of infrastructure flexibility planning. The physical dimensions of expansion cards must match the server's form factor. Low-profile cards are designed for compact or dense enclosures, where vertical space is limited. Full-height cards are used in traditional tower or rack servers that can accommodate their larger brackets and taller component stacks. Each card comes with a bracket that must be installed securely, and using the wrong type can prevent the server from closing properly or cause damage during installation. Server Plus includes bracket awareness to ensure safe hardware integration. Planning port access is another important consideration. Rear-mounted ports are ideal for permanent connections such as uplinks, management links, or long-term diagnostic tools. Front panel ports, on the other hand, are typically used for quick access during service tasks, updates, or temporary configurations. Where the ports are located affects not only usability, but also cable routing, airflow, and maintenance time. Technicians must evaluate where each connection will be accessed and design the layout accordingly. High-performance cards, including discrete graphics units and storage controllers, often require dedicated power cables and focused airflow. These cards can generate significant heat and should not obstruct adjacent fans or critical airflow zones. In some cases, installing a high-power card without adjusting airflow can create a thermal bottleneck that affects the entire rack. Technicians must check both wattage requirements and airflow impact before deploying large or multi-card configurations. Some expansion cards include their own firmware or require UEFI configuration steps. This firmware controls how the card initializes during boot, handles errors, or interacts with system resources. Firmware may also need to be updated to fix bugs or enable new features. However, not all firmware updates are risk-free. Some may introduce instability or require matching with specific BIOS versions. Server Plus includes firmware awareness for safe and validated configuration practices. Tracking hardware inventory is essential for maintaining a reliable and auditable environment. Each expansion card should be recorded with its serial number, model name, slot location, and firmware version. This information supports lifecycle management, streamlines replacements, and assists with warranty claims. Many organizations use asset tags or barcodes to speed up tracking and reduce configuration drift across multiple servers. Server Plus includes asset management as a core discipline in server operations. When an expansion card fails, it may present subtle or severe symptoms. The server may fail to post, the operating system may not detect the device, or there may be random system crashes. Troubleshooting involves reseating the card, testing it in a different slot, verifying power and cable connections, and reinstalling or updating the driver. If the problem persists, technicians may use known good replacement cards to isolate the fault. Server Plus includes these step-by-step diagnostics as part of hardware readiness. Expansion cards provide a scalable, modular way to extend the capabilities of any server. Whether adding faster networking, external storage, or a specialized I/O function, the interface type must match both the performance goal and the server's infrastructure. Proper slot selection, airflow management, firmware tracking, and compatibility testing ensure that each upgrade adds value without introducing new risks. Mastery of these concepts prepares technicians to support modern, adaptable server environments. In the next episode, we'll look at how to evaluate server component compatibility using hardware compatibility lists, or HCLs. This will include how vendors define supported platforms, how to read HCL documents, and how compatibility impacts purchasing and long-term maintenance. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.